Boom shakalaka, what is up everybody? Today we were talking about Aelf. Now before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone subscribing and thank you to everyone mashing on that like button. And let's go! Okay, so this is Aelf's website, Decentralized Cloud Computing Blockchain Network. So initially, before I did more research, before I read the dang white paper, I thought Aelf was just like a cloud computing type thing like Golem. And I was completely wrong. Okay? But we'll take a look at that. Before we get into things, let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. Now, Aelf right now is trading at 89 cents. It has had a bit of a pump over the past few days, thanks to my man, Aelfie, this friendly little guy here in Germany. All right? You can see how big he is. But yeah, he's been causing a bit of a pump recently. We'll get into that later. But taking a look back at things at CoinMarketCap, all right, trading at 89 cents right now. It's up a bit, okay? It was down at 58 cents and then recently just took a jump, even in Bitcoin comparative and everything. Price jumped up recently because of Aelfie. People want to get a free Aelfie. They want to win the competition. But where are things with Aelf? Well, they have a circulating supply of 250 million out of a total supply of 280 million. Max supply a billion Aelf. Okay. Total volume, $55 million of Aelf per day. Market cap is 225 million Aelf. Right now it's ranked 60. After doing a bit more research about this one, I think that rank is kind of low. That's me personally, but obviously do your own research. We'll go into things. Let's start with the website. So taking a look at the website, very little information on the website. They talk about high performance, run full nodes on cloud servers, resource segregation, so each smart contract runs on its own blockchain. So that's separate from Ethereum, where every smart contract runs on the same blockchain. People play CryptoKitties and everything gets all bottled up. This doesn't happen on the Aelf blockchain. And then with governance and development, they have token holders ensure governance and allow developers to customize it to meet their needs. Now, taking a look at team, they do have a team of heavy hitters with people with blockchain experience, so that stuff is really important. All right, Mahabao, he's the founder, the CEO of Hoopox, all right, but he was also an early adopter of digital assets, ex-CTO GemPay, Allcoin, so he's been involved with a lot of stuff like that. Chen Zuling, MIT graduate. They don't let everybody into MIT. Definitely wouldn't let me in there. Fu Li, software engineer from PolyU, key opinion leader at GitHub. Geez, you think that's a good programmer? Yeah, I would think so too. All right. And then also Yang Lang, so just as a fun name. But taking a look at the advisors. So advisors are also pretty important people. So they have a lot to do with crypto assets, including the founding partner of FBG Capital. So they do a lot of investing in cryptocurrencies. And then senior partners at corporate practices that could help them out with what they're doing. People, CEO of TechCrunch. Okay, that's a big name as well. Now, that's pretty much all. They have some other, the list of the investors. So things like FBG Capital, Draper, so David Draper, Tim Draper, a whole bunch of other stuff on there as well. And look at that. They're listed on a buttload of exchanges already. So that's why there's such big volume going on. This talks about the token distribution. People don't talk about token distribution that much. 16% for the team. Foundation has 25%. To ensure the proof of work and proof of stake, 12% there. The private sale was 25%. 12% airdrops over 3 years. And then 10% advisors and partnerships. Now, that's all that they have on the website. Doesn't tell you exactly much more about what Aelf does. So I would highly recommend reading the white paper on this one because they did a phenomenal. I mean, this white paper is like, if you don't know how to read white papers and you want to see what a good white paper looks like, read this white paper. That'll teach you what a good white paper looks like. But to begin with, I did that, all right? So they're a multi-chain parallel computing blockchain framework. How simple is that? They tell you what they're doing. Multiple chains, parallel computing, blockchain framework. Now, for new blockchains, there's many needs that need to be addressed. So the main challenges for any new blockchains out there that they foresee, So current blockchains are not scalable. Bingo. Current blockchains do not segregate resources for different smart contracts. So, when you have multiple smart contracts running on the same chain, things can get bottled up. If they have different chains for different types of smart contracts, that can help things as well. Also, current blockchains do not have predefined consensus protocol to adopt updates or adapt new technology, hence why we have all the forks going on. So, highlights from Aelf. They have self-evolving main and side chains with customizable consensus protocols ensuring new features and updates to be implemented in Grid. Highly efficient cross-chain communication, and we'll have a graphic for that going on later, but they use the Merkle tree to establish cross-chain indexing and communication systems. Fast transaction processing, how? By using parallel processing and cloud service. They have main chain and side chains, so fulfilling requirements of various commercial applications, reducing data redundancy, and optimized operating system architecture. So minimum viable system, smart contract collection, unified account system. Now, what does that give us? Well, specifically, the chains will contain the following main features. So main chain and multi-layered side chains to handle various commercial scenarios. One chain is designed for one use case, distributing different tasks on multiple chains and improving processing efficiency. So each chain has a specific task that's important. Communication with external blockchain systems such as Bitcoin and Ethereum via messaging. Parallel processing for non-competing transactions and cloud-based services that speed things up. Instead of just computing on one chain, we have computing on many chains at the same time. Basic components of minimal viable block and Genesis smart contract collection for each chain to reduce data complexity and achieve high customization. And permission for stakeholders to approve amendments to the protocol, including consensus stuff. All right. Now, like I mentioned previously, not just one chain like Ethereum. Okay, they have many chains, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, all this stuff, even things for insurance. They have a whole bunch of applications where this can be useful. All right. And then it gets even more than that. Look at that. Yeah, look at all of this stuff going on. So they have communication with other blockchains like Bitcoin, like Ethereum smart contracts, all that stuff. But then they have their main chain here, and then they have side chains, and then they have side chains of side chains. And basically they can communicate cross-chain communication, within-chain communication, or cross-chain communication like this. And you can even have synchronization of chains with different speeds. That's important. For chains that evolve a lot faster than other chains, they can synchronize, they can work together, and that's going to be really cool. Now they have internal side chains. They even have private side chains. So for people who want private stuff, like businesses who want to keep their stuff private, they'll have private side chains for that as well. In terms of governance, they have the Grid Foundation being set up in Singapore as governance entity for Aelf. They aim to establish a decentralized Linux foundation type of thing. So an open source foundation. Token members are members with annual fees. Token amount corresponds to voting rights. And that way it attracts business, technical, and capital partners. So they're going to do that for governance. Now, in terms of a roadmap, one thing that I should mention that I don't think I put in the presentation anywhere, is that their goal with Aelf is to make it similar to Linux on the blockchain. Now, Linux, for those of you who don't know, it is a huge open source operating system, basically the biggest one, adopted by everyone. Even pretty much Macs use it. I mean, they use Unix, but it's very similar to Linux, okay? So, and it's open source. They're aiming to do that on the blockchain. That's their goal, an ambitious goal, but should they achieve it, Aelf could potentially be huge. Now, where are they right now? Right now, they're very low down here in this parallel processing stage. They launched Aelf Asset Chain based on UDXO model, and they validate and develop Aelf kernel. Now, coming up things, they have multiple side chains. So the Aelf operating system, the Aelf main chain, they just launched testnet, okay? So complete all Aelf main chain and Aelf asset chain cross-chain interactions. After that, governance structure, so they're going to work on the voting system based on the Aelf token, the new voting mechanism, sidechain accessing mechanism, and emergency mechanism. And then in 2019, official launch into business scenarios. All right, so they're aiming to do a whole bunch of business scenarios. Now, recently, they just had a pump because of this little guy, Aelfie. People are trying to win him. They have a competition where you can win taking a selfie with Aelfie, and then yeah, they have a quiz, you can do all that stuff. If you want to find out more about that, just go to Twitter, click on the things here. They tell you the process of buying Aelfie. They tell you exactly how to do it there. All right, so if you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that. Another thing I should mention, all right, so Aelf has a very active GitHub. Look at all this stuff going on. Brrr, tons of stuff. Brrr, tons of stuff. Look at all the languages: JavaScript, Go, C++, C#, CSS. All right, so all this stuff going on. So they have a lot going on. You can tell I'm enthusiastic about Aelf. I knew they were a good project. I've been told by reputable people they were a good project. I didn't really know how good of a good project they were until I took my time and read the damn white paper. So guys, before you buy this one, before you buy any other one, obviously read the white paper, but take a look at Aelf. This is a very intriguing project. Potentially could do very well. This could potentially be top 20 project sometime in the future. But, you know, that's just my opinion. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for mashing on that like button. And guys, I will catch you guys later. Have a good one. All right? Peace.